Well, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, the half-fingered glove mailman. This is what we do, us mailman. They don't make good gloves, so we got to buy these gloves. So they keep our fingers warm. But our hands warm, but our fingers available to finger the mail properly. Pause. Yeah, that's what we call it, fingering the mail. None of you perverts out there, don't think anything otherwise. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian. Yeah, I'm cold. This car here doesn't have a heated steering wheel. Yeah, the other one does. So my car that my wife killed, I had a Jeep Cherokee. She killed that one. That one had a heated steering wheel. She's got a Jeep Cherokee. She has a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That does. So she's warm. Not me. It is cold out here. It's only getting up to 51. It's raining off and on. It's supposed to stop around 12 o'clock, but it's not raining hard. So I brought the winter hat. I got my other hat to throw on. But we're circling back to last night. We give credit where credit's due. Eagles played. One thing you can count on with the Eagles. My Eagles subscribers, Philly D, CZ, Bobby Babinski, Twiz, Logan Motorsports, Linda Conyers, everybody. All of yous. If I missed you, put in the comments. I'll get to you next time. But, you know, one thing you can count on is the Eagles will play for 60 minutes. It won't look great at times, okay? It will not look great at times. I don't know why this is redial. It's stupid. It's not going to look good at times. It looks ugly, offensively at times. The one thing that don't look bad is Saquon Barkley. That was the best move. The guy's staying healthy, so when he's healthy, he's proven to be a top-tier back in the NFL. That's facts. He's the MVP candidate of the league. So much for Jaden Daniels being the MVP candidate. He looked like ass last night. Jaden Daniels was not throwing the ball well last night. That's what happens when you play good teams. So league commander, he has some work to do. Good thing is he's young. You know what I mean? He's young. So, and they have an easy schedule coming down the stretch. I don't think we've seen the last. I think the Eagles are going to need to play at this level in order to hold the division, because I think Washington has a slightly easier schedule, in my opinion. It's close, though. We could argue it. It's not like, but just listen. I don't think you guys can hear this.
So let's get back to the Zach Baun thing for a sec, because this is one of the most out of nowheres we've ever seen in Philly sports. I mean,
Zach Baun,
never heard of the guy before.
Balling. Zach Baun is balling, but they were talking about Jalen Hurts a little while. As soon as I got in the car, they were talking about him and having a concussion last night, concussion protocol. This media instantly wants to go to conspiracy theory and negative. That's just how it is here. I try and tell Drew that. He's out of sight, out of mind. That's how this media is. They're a negative Nancy when it comes to shit. Instead of being happy that they closed the game out strong. Yeah, it wasn't perfect for 60 minutes, but they closed it out strong. I mean, I still don't think they're as dynamic as Detroit, but that's one team. A lot of things can happen between now and the end of the year. For now, I would say Eagles and Detroit in the NFC Championship game. You hope that game is in Philly. If that's in Philly, you got a lot better chance, because that's a nasty place to play, Philadelphia. It's not the most. It's a no-frills stadium where the people are on top of the players. So, well, we got plenty of time for that. But, a good win by the Eagles. That's what they needed to do. I had to win it by 10. I don't know what the final was, but that's kind of where I felt the game was. They did have a little bit bigger lead than Washington got a garbage touchdown at the end. I thought Dan Quinn Didn't like his coaching last night. Didn't want to be too critical at the time, but now looking at it, I didn't like a few of the moves that he did. He needed to be a little more riverboat than what he was. You know what I mean? He needed to be a little more riverboat than what he was. But shout out to the Birds. Good win. Moving on. Now Eagles get to kick back and get I don't know, when do they play next? Probably Sunday. So they get a nice 10-day rest. Schedule now turns for the Birds as far as getting some rest. So, again, a good job. Commanders, like I said, league commander Chris Dooley, all you guys, fire. Your team's going to be fine. Eagles had to win that game last night. They really did. And I know Drew would say, well, they didn't technically have to win. They were going to be 8-3 again, or whatever. 7-3, whatever. I'm not saying, or they're out of the playoffs. I'm saying mentally, you needed to win that game. If I'm a Cowboy fan and I'm in that position, you got to win against a divisional opponent. It wasn't looking good for a while, but they closed strong and sent a message at the end that you guys are close, but not that close. So, again, the Eagles did what they had to do. It was more of a must-win for the Eagles than it was for Commanders. NFC East game, though, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, again, Commanders, keep your head up. You're going to be good. We'll see. I know you're banged up right now. Nobody cares, right? Trust me, nobody cares. Nobody cares about how banged up you are. That's just part of the NFL season. Next man up is not just a slogan, it's a reality for a lot of teams. So, put that game to bed. Eagle fans, you have your right to enjoy it for the rest of the weekend. Watch the lousy Giants, watch the lousy Cowboys on Monday. In a way, you can go out and get some stuff done. Put some Thanksgiving stuff and Christmas stuff out this weekend. There you go. You got something to do. Watch football with a chip on your shoulder, because you deserve it. But getting to tonight, I did set up the stream. I had a lot of people. Hopefully I have a lot of people in there. I'll make it a channel member Zoom if anybody wants to come and hang out. I will be streaming the Tyson Jake Paul fight tonight. I have it set up for 9:30 now. I have a feeling it's going to be a late night, so we'll see. I might be the only one sitting there at the end. I may change it to 10 o'clock, depending on... I'm not going to go on until like 3 fights are left in the card. So we got to let 4 fights play out. So stay tuned. But we will be streaming tonight. It'll be fun. Most of us are rooting for Mike Tyson to knock Jake Paul out. Nothing against Jake. Jake's done great for his little career in boxing. He's actually transitioned well. I would actually say that he's a boxer now, but nobody likes his mouth. I know that's what got him to where he's at. Nobody likes his mouth. Nobody does. Sorry, nobody likes your mouth, Jake. Your mouth is it's disrespectful. Again, that's the new wave. That's the young kids these days. Shock media. It's all about the clicks and all about the views. He told one of the boxers that he makes more money taking a crap than the other guy made in his life, which is probably true, but a kind of a sleazy thing to say. Whatever, man. That's Jake Paul. All of us old heads, I would say most people, but all of us old heads especially, are definitely hoping that Mike Tyson can recapture just a little bit of his ferocity, enough to knock this dude out. And ain't gonna stop Jake Paul in his career. He's gonna take a loss against the Hall of Famer, arguably one of the greatest ever to do it outside of Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Mike Tyson was a beast. I will be showing. I have to dig out some of my old pins that I know my brother gave me a lot of them. I had some. I used to work at Trump Plaza when Mike Tyson used to come and work out before the fight right next door at Boardwalk Hall. He would always stay at the plaza. So it'll be fun to try and find that stuff, dig it out for tonight, show you the different pins for all the fights. So I remember sneaking down. I used to work at on the 7th floor at the pool. I was a lifeguard at the pool. I worked in the health spa and stuff. I used to sneak down to the 6th floor and sneak into the ballroom and watch Mike Tyson in his camp working out. I would sit down. No, I had my uniform on and my ID, so I guess they thought, But I remember seeing that. So we'll talk about all that tonight. I've had a couple encounters with him and other boxers that we could talk about, since it's going to be a boxing stream. Love the sport of boxing. Used to love the sport of boxing. Don't love it anymore. I've transferred. I like UFC, where at least Dana White will put fights together that people want to see. You don't have to wait 1 or 2 years, or in some instances, a lot of these boxers will never fight another guy because they're all afraid to lose. It's all about how much money can you make and not putting your record at risk and all that BS. People don't want to see that. Life's too short. They want to see the best fights all the time, and that's exactly what the UFC does, and that's why it's blowed up as the number one combat sport anywhere for my money. So, I know this is off the beaten path, but we are streaming boxing tonight. Boxing will never return like it used to be. You'll have these events that will bring people to watch and reminisce, but it'll never be. Now, supposedly Dana White is getting into boxing. The problem with that is Dana's going to understand that he's going to have to convince these fighters to take less and to take more risk for the betterment of the people, rather than sit out 2 years and make one mega fight. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. For me, boxing was always about Sugar Ray Leonard. I have a story about Sugar Ray. Marvin Hagler, Hearns, Larry Holmes. All the studs. Hector Macho Camacho. I got a story about Macho Time. So, it just brings back good memories. I loved boxing, man. I loved boxing. Who didn't love boxing? And then, the pay-per-view got involved and the money screwed up the sport. Unfortunately, I'm happy for the fighters to get money, but it also screwed it up. So, stay tuned for that tonight. It should be fun. Hopefully I have a nice amount of viewers. I do got the stream up, so go like and share the stream. I'd like to get some people in there, some different people. We'll do something. We'll have fun. Hopefully we'll watch Mike Tyson knock out Jake Paul and just drop him down a peg. That would be cool. I just have a weird feeling that Jake Paul's going to win and we're going to hear I'm the greatest ever BS. It's like, come on, bro. Wake up and smell the roses. You're clueless. But all right, everybody, I'm at work. Don't forget the lunchtime chat today, 2:30, 3 o'clock, live from the mail truck. Yes, indeed, live from the mail truck. Made good time getting to work, but I am a couple minutes late. I'll talk to everybody later, people. Good win for the Birds, though. A good win. Just do me a favor, Eagle fans. I know you think you're better than you were last year and all, but you were 10-1. So stay humble, stay hungry. That's the key. And you hope that your team does the same thing. The fact that you had your failures last year should help you this year. It really should. To stay away and don't to fall back into that BS. But Kellen Moore seems to have this team doing well. So I'll talk to everybody later. Peace.